Yikes. The what many people consider a bribery issue is getting worse and worse for Kamala Harris. Last week, obviously, it was bad enough that $1 million just so happened to be the exact cost, right down to the penny, of hosting a show shilling Kamala Harris to millions of Americans from Oprah. Oprah said, "Oh, I didn't get paid. It's just my production company that gets 90% that I own 90% of." Well, now a bombshell new report says that that number was much, much more than $1 million. In fact, more than double that $1 million. In fact, even more than that. And this on top of the mystery $500,000 that was paid to mainstream media to interview her on MSNBC. Everything is getting extremely suspicious. Before we get into that, just a quick reminder. My 12 Days of Christmas Advent Calendar is out. It's starting to ship later this week. Many of you have pre-ordered it. We only made 3,000 of these. So link in the description. Go get it. It's over on coffeebrandcoffee.com. I challenge you. Go look at other coffee advent calendars. It doesn't just have coffee. It's got real cacao cocoa and some of our delicious winter treats. I want to try to keep it a surprise for you. I don't want to tell you everything that's in it. But you can go order over at coffeebrandcoffee.com. It's still a pre-order right now, but they should start shipping by the end of the week. And they'll make a great, great gift for, what is it? Well, obviously for Christmas, office parties, but also St. Nick is coming up. And they're just, I'm really proud of them. So if you or someone you know is in the market, support the channel directly and go pick yours up today. Oprah's full price tag for Kamala Harris event finally revealed. Kamala Harris's campaign paid more than double what was previously thought to Oprah Winfrey as Democrats continue to fundraise past the election after going into debt running more on Kamala Harris. They spent $100 million a week on her dumb rear end. You know? Like $100 million a week is what they spent. That's insane. New York Times now reports that two people have turned on Kamala. Familiar with the matter reveal the full price tag for the event was actually $2.5 million. Overall, Harris's campaign spent a whopping $100 million a week during her very condensed presidential run, which began in late July. And supporters of Vice President are still being flooded with requests for donation after extravagant $1.6 million campaign budget left the Democratic Party $20 million in debt. President-elect Donald Trump destroyed Kamala Harris with 312 electoral college votes, a margin of victory not seen since the 1988 election. Let's not forget that he also won the popular vote by another 5 million votes. The 2024 election saw Republicans maintaining control of the House and retaking the majority of the Senate, give the GOP a trifecta for government come 2025, as well as a 6-3 conservative majority in the Supreme Court. Now listen to some of this spending. Spending includes $9,000 on ice cream from high-end shops like Sweet Lucy's Ice Cream and Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams. Never heard of either place, but I'm not a big ice cream guy. I got fat from fried food, the real American way. The campaign reportedly allocated $15 grand on food delivery, such as Uber Eats, DoorDash from July, which we talked about. But some of the biggest spending was for influencer partnerships and celebrities to perform at her events. But I thought none of these people were paid, folks. Remember when she said nobody paid? I wish Kamala would have invested a couple $1 million in buying these amazing Coffee Brand Coffee Advent calendars. By the way, there's a magnetic seal on them, so they stay closed even when upside down. So it's really nice. Anyway, you could tell I'm proud of them. The campaign spent $900 grand alone just on reserving the Vegas Sphere, which she, of course, lost Las Vegas anyway. She spent $2.6 million on private jets. Now here, Oprah Winfrey was paid $2.5 million for her production firm to hold a town hall event with Harris in September. Campaign finance laws prevent businesses from providing services to campaigns at below market rates. The television personality insisted that she did not pocket any funds, but paid her team and charged for what the campaign needed for the event. $2.5 million? $2.5 million for an event that was viewed by a few people. $2.5 million. Do you know what Donald Trump paid to go on Joe Rogan? That's right, $0. And he reached about 100 million people. Joe Rogan paid Donald Trump paid $0 for that. Kamala Harris paid $2.5 million. If that's not a bribe, I don't know what is. This has got to be against the law. I was not paid a dime, Winfrey wrote on her Instagram account. For the live streaming event in September, my production company, Harpo, was asked to bring in set design, lights, camera crew, producers, and every other item necessary, including the benches and chairs that we sat on to put on a live event. Well, you see, but you said this about $1 million. Why didn't you say that it was $2.5 million? Now there's an extra $1.5 million in your account. So you charged $2.5 million for a one-day event? I don't know. Seems pretty suspicious to me. She also wrote, however, I didn't take any personal fee. However, the people who worked on that production needed to be paid and were, end of story. Needed to be paid. I mean, how do you feel that is? You know? How much were they paid? Were they paid 10 times more than their normal rate? Everybody working on the show, did they just get to name their salary? It seems extremely suspicious that this number was so on the dot too, right? The few dozen million spent on other celebrity events like Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen, Katy Perry, and more. So essentially what these people are doing is everybody's getting paid except the actor themselves or the musician themselves. I'm going to guess that is going to be a direct versus indirect payment. Now, I don't know. Maybe it's all above board. I would assume it is. Now, us plebes out there, us normal people probably would think that this is shenanigans, right? But that the laws, campaign finance laws, need to change. The effectiveness of celebrity endorsements for performance is now coming into question, considering Harris's star-studded and pricey campaign and her definitive loss. Trump, on the other hand, gained a significant amount of publicity and viewership by appearing on podcasts for free, including tens of millions of listeners and viewers on the world's most popular podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience. So instead of going on Joe Rogan, if Kamala Harris cared about reaching people, right? Instead of going on Joe Rogan for free, she paid her friend's production company $2.5 million. She paid $100,000 to recreate the Call Her Daddy set. Al Sharpton, of course, and MSNBC caught a major ethics fail after accepting $500,000 from Kamala Harris. People are not letting this go. The literal and figurative accounting of what went wrong for Kamala Harris' campaign and how it blew through $1 billion has only just begun, but the exchange of money between the Harris Walls war chest and members of Hollywood and media is increasingly raising eyebrows. In addition to the $1 million payment to Oprah Winfrey, it was actually $2.5 million. In the wake of a Michigan town hall event, the former talk show host and $100,000 price tag for Harris appearances on Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy podcast. It now appears as though Reverend Al Sharpton's nonprofit was also the beneficiary of a rather large donation from the Democrat ticket. On Wednesday's show, Megyn Kelly took a closer look at contributions. By the way, we're going to see a lot more come out. All of the finances aren't actually out yet. And she obviously spent the lion's share of her money in that last 2 weeks. So I suspect we're going to see, it was actually $4 million that we paid to Oprah Winfrey. Oh, Lady Gaga might have got some money. Or, you know what I mean? Like how they're going to weasel around any responsibility. You know? It's insane. Sharpton got $500,000, a black eye for MSNBC, which is up for sale according to reports. I just here you have this report. Full price tag for Kamala Harris's event with Oprah was $2.5 million, not the $1 million. Bombshell new report reveals how Harris burned through $1.5 billion in 15 weeks. $900,000 on the Sphere, $2.6 million in private jets, $2.5 million in Oprah's town hall event, $9,000 on ice cream, $15,000 on DoorDash, also $500,000 a year for Al Sharpton, or $500,000 payment to Al Sharpton. Real cost of Harris event with Oprah leaked. I mean, this is obviously a massive, massive black eye for Kamala Harris. It's also the final nail in the coffin of, I assume, celebrity endorsements. I would assume that, this is the final nail in the coffin for celebrity endorsements. As, I mean, first of all, we know they're worthless. But second of all, now anybody watching this stuff, I mean, I think a lot of people probably knew. A lot of people probably knew before. But I would say that more people than ever know now. And that going forward, all these payments are going to dry up. She was never paid a fee, but $2.5 million went into her company, of which she will take a lion's share of that profit at the end of the year. So nobody actually believes that she did this for free. Nobody believes that these celebrities weren't on the take or didn't get something downstream. And I'm hoping that we see some of Trump's legal team start to investigate this once he's in office. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. Don't forget to get your hilarious, I print these myself and my wife ships them. These aren't from, so don't forget to get your hilarious Christmas edition, quartering Christmas cookbook, and your fall or your summer edition. Makes the perfect gift combination. It's available on tailgatesfortrump.com. Link in the description below. We'll talk to you again real soon.